So I recently went on a little journey online, and as I analyzed how I got from step one to step two to step three, I thought this was a really interesting journey that I feel like I should share with everybody and help you kind of avoid some of the pitfalls that I might have fallen into. So today we are talking about being influenced online. And really, this can be super subtle. It doesn't mean that you're following specific influencers or they're pushing specific products. This has everything to do with kind of what your mindset is, what you're looking for online, and how you get from point A to point B to actually shelling out money to purchase something that you've seen online. So I'll start off with my personal journey. I needed a new suitcase. I was going to do a lot of traveling, and so I was doing some research on different roller bags and trying to find like the best one for me. Because like I said, I was going to be doing a ton of traveling, especially in November. I think I was home for maybe 7 days out of the entirety of November. So it was a lot of work. And so I'm like, okay, I need a new suitcase for all this travel that I'm going to be doing for work. So I started researching the suitcase. Then I started getting online ads, especially through Facebook. I do use Facebook quite a bit and Instagram. Those are the two places that I'm really most active on. I love Facebook groups. I'm in several of them, and that's where I kind of find my community. I have been thinking about moving that a little bit towards Discord and Reddit, but for right now, it is primarily on Facebook groups. And so as I'm scrolling through Facebook, I started getting a lot of ads for different travel things. So there was a neck pillow, and I'm like, oh, that neck pillow actually looks really good. I can sleep on the plane and it will be great. And then there was a rear end cushion and all these other like travel things. A bag where you can kind of suck all the air out of it to make it a little easier to pack everything. So I was getting all of these different ads for different travel products. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. So then it kind of started shifting just slightly. And this is where I'm saying it kind of took me on this journey. It wasn't a journey I implemented, except for just the travel part. So the next thing I started getting ads for was travel hair care. So there is these like bars that is shampoo bar and a conditioner bar that you can travel really easily with. And then like a brush that can help you kind of straighten out your hair and all of these other like hair travel products, right? So then I was like, oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. Then it skewed a little further, and it was just feeding me specifically hair things like, oh, how to get your hair curly and all of these other things. And then it started shifting a little bit more to face care. So different facial care products and lotions and all of the serums and all of the things. And then it shifted again to makeup. And I've never really been super into makeup. Like I have some very basic makeup things that I've been doing, my whole life, but obviously I don't know how to do like the smoky eyes and all of the like really fancy makeup, but I was getting served all of these ads for different like makeup products. And so then that got me, searching, oh, how do I put eyeshadow on and how do I do my cheeks and things like that. And so when it got to makeup, and like I said, I've never really been a makeup person in the past. So then I was like, wow, how did I get here? How did I start doing all of this research and trying to figure out like how to do my eyeliner perfectly when I've never cared about that before? And so then I really started to like dig into kind of the journey that I went on to get to makeup tips. So, like I said, you won't get makeup tips here. I still kind of don't know what I'm doing. I found some YouTubers that I kind of liked, and I've watched a few of those videos, but Again, that's how I got from point A to point B. And it was so interesting, the journey that I took. So I thought it would be a great breakdown for you guys to see kind of what are you being fed in ads and how did you get there? And so that really can help you see past the illusion of like, I need all of these products. Because as I scroll through Facebook, I still even like get tempted to purchase the things that I see. I'm like, ooh, that looks really interesting. I would like to buy that. And so I found that the more I was on Facebook, the more I was actually spending money that I really didn't need to spend. And so it really had me take a hard look at why I was craving and wanting these products that I've never even heard of. So, like I said, I went through that journey, but how can that help you to kind of stay uninfluenced and keep some of your money back in your pocketbook? The first thing is obviously stay off social media. Social media is really going to take in your search results and things like that and just kind of bring it in and show you products that are right for you. That's kind of the danger of all of this social media is they know you so well and they know the products that you would be interested in. And if I'm going to be fed ads, sure, I would like them to actually be relevant to me. And so I don't mind them showing me the products that are interesting to me. But I do need to kind of rein in that spending from time to time. So staying off social media or limiting your time on social media. The other really cool thing you can do with that is like I said, I love Facebook. I love going there for the groups and kind of keeping tabs on some of my friends. So you can specify your Facebook experience. So I can click on a tab and it'll show me everything from my groups instead of like all of the ads and everything from other places or for the main feed. Or I can click on this other tab and just see my friends' posts. So trying to remember to get into those specific feeds will really help cut down all of the advertising that you're getting in your face. And it kind of cuts down on like there's a ton of posts that I have no interest in that I keep getting fed. I'm like, I don't even know where the algorithm thought this would be interesting to me. So that kind of eliminates that as well. So my big tip is if you do like being on social media and you don't want to stay off social media altogether, make sure you're customizing your feed to have a less ad experience. And then you can also kind of set time limits. So the less you're scrolling, if I'm hopping on there, I'm just checking in with my groups or I'm just checking in with my friends, and then I hop back out. So I'm really going to limit that time to like 30 minutes or something like that. I can check in, see what's going on, and then hop back out, and I won't be getting all of these ads. The next thing you really should do is, so say you see an ad on Facebook or on Instagram and the product is interesting to you. So you check out the comments and the comments you think will be kind of real world experiences with this product. I would not trust those comments. Those are definitely either bots or paid comments or things like that. So I would ignore the comment section altogether. The really good thing that you can do is research that product on Reddit. So if you type in the product's name and then reviews or like the product's name and Reddit into Google, then you'll be pulled up some Reddit threads that discuss that product. Now, when you do that, make sure you're paying attention to the subreddit. So let's say Owala water bottles, right? We all know I'm obsessed with Owala water bottles. So I say I've never heard of Owala before. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing all these ads for Owala. I'm going to do some research on it. So I go to Reddit and I type in Owala. Now, there could be a group that is sponsored by the product itself. And so those reviews might be slightly biased. But so say we're going to do we're looking for a review on a makeup product. So if I'm going to search in Reddit for this specific makeup product, I will look for, makeup over 40 subreddits, or, there's all these other kind of makeup subreddits that are not really brand specific that should give you some more general reviews as to what is happening. Because a lot of those main groups are moderated. So if somebody from the company, or if it was a paid review, they could probably sniff those out and delete those comments for the most part. So, and again, you're probably going to get a lot of pros and cons, especially on Reddit. Unless the product is amazing, then you might just get all pros. So really pay attention to kind of both sides of the story and see if the cons are legit. So Samsung just released a phone, and there's going to be a lot of comments on the subreddit about how terrible the phone is and things like that. But that might not be everybody's experience. So definitely just pay attention to everybody's words that they're chiming in on. The next thing is you're going to do is give yourself maybe like a week. So let's say you found a product and you clicked on it. It looks really interesting. You checked out the subreddit and it's got tons of great reviews. And so you're like, okay, this is awesome. But you're looking at the site and it's got this countdown ticker for the sale that is going to go away in 4 days or in 24 hours or things like that. Here's my word of advice for that. Unless it's a time of year where, Amazon Prime Day is going on, or the holidays, or Black Friday, or any kind of like holiday where a sale would take place, that sale is probably a permanent sale. So it's going to almost always be on sale for that price. And the ticker at the top is just giving you that scarcity mindset where I need to buy it right now, or I'm never going to get this price again. Most of the time, that's not the case. Like I said, unless it is Black Friday or, around Prime Day or things like that. So definitely pay attention to that. Give yourself at least a week before you decide to purchase. Don't pay attention to that scarcity sale or anything like that. Give yourself a week. Figure out if, yes, this is really a product that I want to purchase, and then go ahead and buy it. So using these tips, hopefully it's going to help you stay a little less influenced. This might also just help you not regret the purchase later, because if you get the product and it's terrible, it's not exactly what was advertised or things like that, then you can be kind of angry. So I will mention one more thing about influencers. So as an influencer myself, I totally understand this world. We are going to post products and things that we think our audience would enjoy. Now, sometimes we get paid for that. Sometimes we just get affiliate income. So that means that anytime you make a purchase, I get money for that purchase as well. So most times when an influencer posts a link, they do have an affiliate link that they are making a profit from your purchase. And then sometimes the brand will actually just pay them for that link as well. So they've got a large audience, the brand pays them to do a little review or things like that. So again, when you do see an influencer that you trust recommending a product, do a little research on Reddit, on the internet, just to make sure that that is a product that you would actually buy. And then if you dislike the influencer, maybe go directly to the website for that product instead of using their affiliate link if you don't want to give them money. But I know as an influencer myself, we do appreciate when you use our link, because that really helps us and it keeps this content free. So if you enjoy content like mine, you can click on those links and really help influencers out that you enjoy, even if you don't need to give them like directly money. So navigating this online world can be full of pitfalls. So just being aware is going to be half the battle of how you got served this ad. Okay, what was I looking at that made this ad come into my purview? So keep an eye on that. Hopefully you'll only buy products that will be completely satisfying for you, and you'll never be scammed by anything that you find an ad for or online. And we will see you next time.